Right now in Jamaica News Page tonight, this supermarket security guard is now facing multiple criminal charges following this physical confrontation with a customer. Tonight, the charges he now faces and what investigators say sparked the dispute that ended in gunfire. Also developing tonight, a shooting in St. Thomas leaves a vendor dead. We're tracking the latest developments. Then, a heartbreaking discovery in St. Anne. Police are now investigating whether human remains found in bushes are those of this man who disappeared 9 days ago. Tonight, the latest on the investigation. Plus,
a very sad day for the Peart family, the extended family, and Jamaica on a whole. We have lost a great man, a political giant.
tributes are pouring in following the passing of former cabinet minister Dean Peart, remembered for his integrity, dedication, and decades of public service. And there's good news tonight.
A native of Middleton, St. Thomas, he overcame the loss of his mother at age 2 and significant childhood challenges to become a distinguished scholar, youth leader, published best-selling author, and international student of politics.
This young man from St. Thomas is honored with the Governor General's Achievement Award for his outstanding leadership and service to his community. His motivational message ahead. Welcome or welcome back to Jamaica News Page tonight, news that keeps you connected to what's happening across Jamaica, and we're powered by viewers just like you. Please click subscribe and tap the notification bell to stay connected. Thank you for joining us, Daquan Williams. Jamaica News Page tonight starts right now. We begin tonight in St. Anne, where a supermarket security guard is now facing multiple criminal charges after this physical altercation outside the establishment ended in gunfire. The video may be tough to watch for some viewers. Your discretion is advised.
Hey, Siki, man, I do open
51-year-old Gareth Wright of Standfast District in Brownstown has been charged with wounding with intent, using a firearm to commit a felony, and possession of a firearm to cause injury. Investigators say shortly before 6 o'clock on July 7, 2026, the customer, whose identity has not been released, was leaving the establishment when Wright requested permission to search his bag. The customer allegedly refused, and a physical altercation developed between the two men. Police say Wright, a licensed firearm holder, then allegedly shot the customer in the abdomen. The injured man was rushed to hospital, where he was admitted for treatment. Following an investigation, Wright was arrested and formally charged. His court date is now being finalized. Also developing tonight, police in St. Thomas are investigating the fatal shooting of a vendor on Sunday night. The victim has been identified as 47-year-old Valmore Anthony Henry, otherwise known as Scabo, of Danvers Pen in the parish. According to investigators, shortly after 11 o'clock Sunday, July 12, 2026, residents reported hearing several explosions in an area known as Ball Ground. Police responded and found Henry lying on the ground with what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the Princess Margaret Hospital and later pronounced dead. Investigators have not yet established a motive for the killing. The Morant Bay Criminal Investigations Branch is continuing its probe and is urging anyone with information to contact them at 876-984-2874, Police Emergency 119, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. And now to new developments in the case of a missing St. Anne man. Police are now trying to determine whether human remains discovered in bushes belong to 66-year-old Owen Hamilton, otherwise known as OG, who disappeared 9 days ago. The body, which was in an advanced state of decomposition, was discovered on Monday, July 13, 2026, in the Bamboo community by a farmer. Because of the body's condition, relatives who visited the scene were unable to make a positive identification. The family is now awaiting the results of a forensic examination to determine whether the remains are those of Hamilton. Hamilton, a resident of Steertown, was last seen on Saturday, July 4, 2026, while attending a grave digging in Bamboo. Following his disappearance, family members offered a reward of $500,000 for information that could lead to his safe return. Police are continuing investigations into the circumstances surrounding the discovery and are awaiting the outcome of the forensic examination. Detectives in St. Catherine and St. Anne are searching for a group of armed robbers after a brazen home invasion left a couple without millions of dollars in cash. Police say the suspects also used the victims' debit cards to carry out unauthorized transactions in another parish. Investigators report that shortly before 11 o'clock on Sunday, July 12, 2026, a 51-year-old businessman returned to his home in Pleasant Farm, St. Catherine, when he was confronted by two armed men. The gunmen allegedly forced the businessman back inside the house at gunpoint. Police say the men tied up the businessman and his wife before searching the home. Investigators allege the robbers escaped with $10 million in cash. Before leaving, the men reportedly demanded the couple's debit cards along with their PINs. Investigators say the suspects then contacted another accomplice by telephone. That accomplice reportedly traveled to St. Anne, where more than $500,000 was withdrawn or spent using the stolen card information. However, police have not said exactly how those transactions were carried out. After the suspects fled, the couple managed to free themselves and alerted the police. The Linstead Police, with assistance from investigators in St. Anne, are now working to identify and apprehend those responsible. Turning now to the latest crime statistics, the country's downward trend in murders is continuing despite an increase in killings recorded during the past week. According to the latest figures released by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, 16 murders were recorded during the week of July 5 through 11. That's higher than the previous 2 weeks when the country recorded single-digit weekly murder totals. Even so, police say the overall picture continues to improve. As of July 11, investigators had recorded 291 murders nationwide, representing 83 fewer killings than during the corresponding period last year. That amounts to a 22% decline in homicides. The latest statistics come just days after the JCF announced a significant increase in its murder clearance rate. Police say detectives cleared 304 murder cases between January 1 and July 4, 2026, resulting in a murder clearance rate of 111% compared with 71% during the same period last year. According to the JCF, that figure includes the resolution of both current investigations and cold cases dating back nearly 2 decades. Looking across the island, St. James continues to record the highest number of murders this year with 38. St. Andrews South follows with 25, while Clarendon has recorded 22. St. Anne has registered 20, while Kingston Eastern and St. Andrew North have each recorded 19. Police also report an 18% decline in major crimes overall. The JCF says targeted operations and intelligence-led policing continue to play a major role in reducing violent crime across the island. In other news tonight, tributes continue to pour in following the passing of former cabinet minister and a longtime People's National Party member of parliament, Dean Peart. Mr. Peart died on Sunday, July 12, 2026, at the age of 77. He represented Northwest Manchester for more than 2 decades after first winning the seat in 1989, serving until his retirement ahead of the 2011 general election. During his political career, he served as Minister of Local Government and Minister of Labor and Social Security and was also a former mayor of Mandeville.
Yes, he was one of the few politicians that you could see the work that he has done, even years back when he had left politics. He had done several roads, especially in areas where in my division, I can speak for. I've seen some road that he had done that, you couldn't even believe that road could cut in some of those areas based on the steepness and the terrain. But he had done a lot, trust me. And his division and his constituency on a whole was, I would say, one of the best constituencies in Jamaica in terms of infrastructure. As I can mention about the community centers as well. Community centers, Manchester, not just Manchester, has the most community centers in Jamaica. And 90% of those centers was done by the Peart. Basic school improvement, the improvement of basic schools, he had done almost right across the divisions, the 4 divisions.
In a statement, the People's National Party describes Peart as a man of integrity, hard work, and straightforward leadership. PNP President Mark Golding says Peart's dedication to public service and commitment to his constituents set a high standard for representational politics. Jamaica Labour Party General Secretary Dr. Horace Chang describes Peart as a politician of the highest caliber whose respect for decency and integrity earned admiration across political lines. Meanwhile, former PNP President Dr. Peter Phillips says Peart's unwavering commitment to service was among his defining qualities.
Dean Peart was a great Jamaican who gave tremendous service not only to the people of Northwest Manchester, which he represented for many years in the Parliament, but also to the general population of Jamaica, having served as Minister of Local Government and as Minister of State in the Ministry of Transport and Works when I was Minister. He was, to me, what marks him out most of all was his tremendous integrity and his commitment to national service. I think he'll be long remembered for that reason.
Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie describes him as one of the finest leaders ever to head the ministry.
If you don't know Deanie, then you would misunderstand Deanie. He was a beautiful person, and in the politics, I think he was one of the best ministers of local government that I've worked with. I worked with him when I was mayor. I want to remember Dean for his hard work. He served as mayor of Mandeville. In those years, you saw that Dean Peart possessed the kind of leadership. I will remember Dean Peart for the efforts we made, for the work that we did, especially around the question of planning, because many buildings in the corporate area that I was able to demolish, it was because of the close working relationship with Dean Peart at the time that we were able to restore some credibility to the building industry in the corporate area.
And finally tonight, there's good news. Meet the Moore McQueen of St. Thomas, one of the latest recipients of the Governor General's Achievement Award, recognized for his leadership, resilience, and so much more. Let's watch.
So in the 18 to 24 age group category, we have Damore McQueen. A native of Middleton, St. Thomas, he overcame the loss of his mother at age 2 and significant childhood challenges to become a distinguished scholar, youth leader, published best-selling author, and international student of politics. Through outstanding academic achievement, he earned an honors degree in political science from York University and the prestigious undergraduate leadership scholarship. Through the Bumpy Purpose Foundation, youth clubs, and educational initiatives, he has empowered countless young people and personifies resilience, leadership, and community service.
Let me be honest with you. As much as I've achieved some big things, sometimes imposter syndrome still hit you. When I went to York University to study, so I went to Mark High School, which had over 1,000 students. Then suddenly I was going to York University with over 50,000 students from 170 plus countries. So you have white people, black people, purple people, and Joe Baby, we're not the purple people. But the point that I'm trying to make is that sometimes you will feel as though you're not good enough. And that's true. But you see, for me, and I talk about it in my book too, sometimes I look myself in the mirror and I talk to myself. That might sound weird to you, but I talk to myself. Self-communication mirror somebody say at the front. Can you give her a round of applause for saying that? Right. Because sometimes you want to encourage yourself. There's a chapter in my book that I entitled Be Your Own CEO. Anybody knows what CEO means? Chief Encouragement Officer. But that's not what my CEO in the book means. My CEO is Chief Encouragement Officer. Chief Encouragement Officer. So be your own encourager. Because trust me, you see, sometimes in life, you're going to need to encourage yourself. You're going to need to look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, you know what, me can do this. And it no matter where we come from or what opportunities I have or don't have, success is possible for me. So what's the first thing we spoke about? What's the second thing?
Getting involved.
What's the third? I see some people starting to forget. What's the third thing?
Personal branding.
Personal branding. What's the fourth thing? Leveraging underestimation, or basically overcoming underestimation. Now the last thing that I want to talk to you all about is something where you'll probably hear a million times since coming to the other side, and that is to stay focused. What is it?
Stay focused.
It might sound simple enough and sound like cliche because you've heard it many times, but stay focused. I know that there is so much happening around you, so much negativity. Some of you probably they're on social media and you see other people and their lifestyle and everything, and sometimes you're tempted to follow others and to do what they're doing, or to maybe even drop out of school or not come to school because they can't bother with this education thing. But my encouragement to you all this morning is to stay focused, right?
Damore McQueen. It is with pride and confidence that the Governor General's Achievement Awards Committee of St. Thomas has selected you as a worthy recipient of the 2026 Governor General's Achievement Award for Excellence.
A former head boy of Morant Bay High School and youth mayor for St. Thomas, McQueen has built an impressive record of academic excellence in public service. McQueen's journey serves as a reminder that leadership is measured not only by personal success, but by the impact we have on the lives of others. Congratulations once again, Damore McQueen, on this well-deserved recognition. Keep inspiring, keep leading, and keep making St. Thomas and Jamaica proud. And that's the news. On Jamaica News Page tonight, news that keeps you connected to what's happening across Jamaica, and we're powered by viewers just like you. Please leave a comment so we can welcome you with a shout out. Thank you for joining us, Daquan Williams, and also thank you for watching Jamaica News Page tonight. We'll see you in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and join us again for more news. From all of us here, good night.